Sometimes it's nice when big artists like Pressure, you know what I mean? Put their busy shadows aside and say, you know what I mean, let's pass through on the catalog. Anyway, we not waste too much time because we don't want to, you know what I mean, pay double tax. So let's go on to the line and, you know what I mean, hold a vibe with the man himself. Pressure BUSSPIPE. Blessed evening, King.
Big up, fireman, give thanks, more love, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
That's the fire, yes, sir.
So how is Pressure doing today? How is Pressure doing? You know, first of all,
everything up full enough.
Yeah, good to have you on the Reggae Catalogue, you know what I mean? We've been talking about this for how many months now? And I said, you know, I mean, I understand as an artist, you know, as an artist like you got a lot doing in that. So when the chance came, you know, to interview Pressure, everyone was like, Lord of His Mercy, Brown, finally, you're here to interview Pressure. So how is Pressure doing tonight?
Much respect, man. I don't know, give thanks, you know what I mean? They are on the fire same way, so truly give thanks for even still maintaining the fire, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So when we say Pressure, you know, a lot of people know you as Pressure, you know. Tell yourself to my listeners out there, who is Pressure and where is Pressure coming from?
Pressure BUSSPIPE was born and raised in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, you know what I mean? Been doing music for a very long time, even before even being an artist. I started out playing the trumpet as a very young youth. Then I started to play the drums. You know, I have a history of drumming in my family. So I always grew up really wanting to be a drummer, you know what I mean?
And I think you forgot one. There's a history of you playing steel pan.
Yeah, so that was after. Then you have steel pan. You know, during school, learning to play the steel pan was in an organization put together by the government to kind of take the youths them and help them to be on the righteous path, same way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And take us out of the streets and having us idle on the turfies and, you know what I mean? So for me, it was very good because I come from a community where I was very underprivileged in the Virgin Islands. So, you know, being a part of that organization, you know, kind of helped me to, you know, stay focused on goals and, you know what I mean? Yeah, and learn more about music and how to be, and even be more musical inclined, you know, so I'm truly grateful for those upbringings, you know what I mean? Of course, we grew up listening reggae music, you know. Virgin Islands is a place that is very dominant of calypso music, you know, but in the, of course, in the ghetto communities, reggae music is a thing that lives there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so for me, it was always the difference. Like I grew up listening to a lot of calypso on the radio station, but there were never much reggae music playing on the radio station. You know what I mean? So I come from that time when it was like you know, it was like taboo to us. If we hear a reggae song, it's like, yo, turn it up, turn up the music, turn it up. You know what I mean? So I always was interested in the Jamaican culture, you know, the reggae culture and stuff like that. And still, you know, upholding my culture as a Virgin Island native, you know. But reggae music always was like a part of my heart and soul, more than my very own, you know, culture, calypso music or Kwelbe music or stuff like that, you know. So yeah, so I grew musically, you know. True. From the banks, you know what I mean?
So, Pressure, you growing up, you know, I mean, playing drums and playing trumpet and with a steel pan and stuff and that. At what very age and you say to yourself that this is the time I want to take this musical journey serious, and you started writing your own lyrics? Because I know you're a writer as well.
Well, it was a time when I wasn't doing very well in school, you know, and, you know, getting myself into problems with different neighborhoods and defending my neighborhood, and you know them phases youths go through, you know what I mean? So my mother did really feel like, you know, it's either she was gonna fly me out of the island to finish my schooling in America, or just keep me in the Virgin Islands, and then I get caught up into something, and you know, because it was always something with me in school, you know what I mean? Almost on the brink of being expelled from school, and you know, so I was really having a hard time in school. But when I go to school, I would spend a lot of time in the band room, music department, you know. So, you know, my mother decided she's going to send me away to live with my uncle, and, you know, where I would be more focused on my academics and stuff like that. So when I reached America now, and it was Valdosta, Georgia, it was like in the year 1998, you know, and I went there to finish high school. At the time, you know, I carried some vibes, like the way how I act in the Virgin Islands. I got that same energy for my uncle, and my uncle like, we had told up.
No, you're in a different place, you know.
It's a different place this year under my roof. And furthermore, you know, as the school year started, you know, it's like same thing, you know what I mean? I needed to bring up my grades. So my uncle was like, you know what? I'm going to take you out of all the music. You're not going to have no trumpet, no drums, nothing to play. You know what I mean? So it was like I was basically stripped of all the things that I love, especially the drums, because I really had visions of like becoming a top drummer. You know, it may be for a band or, you know what I mean? Whatever. I just felt like that would be my destiny. But, you know, Jah always have something greater in store for man.
So,
you know?
From all that you've said now to, you know what I mean, to the listeners out there, would that be the reason why you chose the name Pressure?
Yes, definitely. But it was after that. It was after living with my uncle, you know what I mean? But my uncle stripped me out of all the musical activities, you know, so I was basically, you know, grounded and bag up, what we like to say, you know what I mean?
Curfew, you're under curfew.
Yeah, you can't left the yard. I'm always full of chores to do around the house, and, you know, so when I had time for myself, I would write, you know? I just used to write music. At the time, I was listening to all the heavyweights, like, you know, the Bounty Killer, the Sizzler, them, and, you know, everybody that was really speaking from the ghetto,
you know, speaking your language,
I mean?
you know,
speaking my language, you know what I mean? So I started to write, and I started to get some recognition from even my uncle did like how I sound, you know what I mean? And in school, they used to have little rap battles and stuff like that in school. And one time I jump in one of the rap battles and I sing a Sean Paul, you know. I never had no lyrics of my own at the time, you know what I mean? But I know the American crowd didn't really, in my school, wasn't really familiar with Jamaican music like that. So I jump in the mix and bust a Sean Paul, and the place get mad, and everybody's like, yo, this Jamaican youth, and no, we have this Jamaican youth, and he has an accent, and we love his accent. And it's like, I realized like I was doomed because I had to start writing my own music. You know, because now they want to hear more from me. You know, they want to get in the studio. They want to, you know, they want me to come over at their place. You know, so I'm liking where this is going. So I would go to my uncle and be like, can I, you know what I mean? Can you take me to the studio so I could work with some of my friends I meet in school? And he'd be like, no, sir. Them man, they burn weed, and them man, they burn ganja, and you don't in the ghetto with them. No, man. It's that life they try and take you from right now. And I said, Chano. You know?
Wow.
So just me, just keep writing, and, you know what I mean? I would sing a couple songs in the house, and, you know, just me bringing up my grades in school and say, you know what? All right. I'm going to drop you off down there, and I'm coming back for you in an hour. So everything you have to do in an hour, make sure it's done. You know what I mean?
You're on time, you know.
Yeah, make sure everything done. So in 1 hour, I had a whole song. By the time he came back for me, I had the song on a CD. They burnt it on a CD for me, and we played it in the car.
Do you remember the name of the song?
The song, the name Ghetto Youths, you know.
Okay.
My very first song was a song like speaking about the reality of the ghetto. Okay. You know what I mean?
And which year was that, if you don't mind telling us?
This song never put out, you know. This song, is like me just sharpening my swords, you know. You know what I mean? As my first recording, the ghetto youths crying out, can't you hear the complaint, while the rich man have the money and the music campaign. When there's no food on the table, who is there to blame? Selassie, I may call out your name, you know.
And the tune is still not out yet. A lot of experience.
No, that was early. That was my first recording, still in high school, but I would never forget the lyrics, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And, so I started to bring up my grades and stuff. I would call my mom back in the VI and be like, listen, mom, I'm ready to come back on my yard and I'm ready to come back home in the car. I don't like how things is going for me up here and uncle now treat me right. And, that's balling.
Yeah.
Ball.
You can tell you're not happy,
And,
but you have to be there.
yeah, so mom saw the improving in me, and she saw I was becoming a different person, and you know what I mean? So she brought me back to the Virgin Islands to finish high school.
Okay.
When I came back to the Virgin Islands, there were a couple other artists in school that were doing their thing before me. So I was like, excited to even play my recording for them because none of them have ever recorded a song before.
Yeah.
Everybody does have lyrics, but
So
we have
you
no
went and
studio
you came up with your
you know what I
recording.
mean? So I had this recording of the song, so everybody was like, no, man, we need to get together and do some things, you know what I mean? We need for things. So I started doing little talent shows in school and getting my recognition in the school, and then I would start to group up with other artists and we would do shows together live on stage, and then it became so much of us. It became 7 of us doing the same thing. And at that time, we were singing conscious music for Rastafari too, So I was getting real popular amongst the group, throughout the island and stuff like that. And it was like, I just felt like I needed a name for myself.
Yeah.
But rewind a little bit. When I came back to the Virgin Islands, my mom and my dad had separated while I was living in America.
Okay.
So when I came back to the Virgin Islands, my mom gave me a place to stay, which was given to her by my godfather who passed away.
So now you have your own place.
And, so she gave me a little wood house to stay in, a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom wood house to stay in, and she see that I was seeking Rastafari and becoming a man, and you know what I mean? She would help me out with the bills, of course, little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she would always encourage me to be a man and be responsible and stand up on my own. But I was still in high school. So here it is, I came back to the Virgin Islands to finish high school, and I have my own place, which I have to make sure I keep the lights on, the water running, and then this is my last year of school. So I have to get out of school. That's the main mission. So I'm in between school, I'm hustling on the side, you know what I mean? And still trying to get these bills paid at home. So I had so much pressure
on your mind. So Massive and Crew, now you understand why he's got the name Pressure, because
so much pressure.
You know what I mean? When he was growing up, it wasn't easy. I've been there before, like living with your uncle, doing stuff that you weren't expecting to be doing. You know what I mean? It takes a lot.
Yeah, man.
It takes a lot.
Yeah,
so
man.
After
so
high
all
school,
of that is where I got the name Pressure from.
Now, I think it sinks in very well. So let's ask, where was you started writing as an artist after college and stuff and that? And then you became an artist. So you said to yourself that now you're on the road writing, singing and, performing and stuff and that. What has been the experience for you as a person? Then we come to a tune that I know a lot of people love. What has been the experience for you?
I've been, when I Love and Affection, which I did for Dan Carleon, I recorded an album called The Pressure Is On, which is my first album. I did it for a producer in St. Croix called Dean Pond. But at the time, Dean Pond was the drummer for Joseph Hill, Culture.
Okay, Culture, yeah.
So he was one of our musicians from the Virgin Islands that we really look up to, because he was already working with big international Jamaican artists. So I did an album with him, and the album got a lot of great reviews throughout the island, on the internet. There wasn't much internet at the time, but we had some magazines and stuff. The album was getting written up in, and the album was heard by Dan Carleon. Dean lived in Miami at the time. He's from St. Croix, but he was living at Miami at the time. He was working at Guitar Center, and Dan Carleon was frequent there. Every time he go to Miami, he go to Guitar Center, and my bedroom will hook him up with whatever software, and you know what I mean? So he turned to Dan and gave Dan a copy of my album, and Dan loved the album. when he reached out to me, he told me he's been listening for the album for a whole week.
Wow.
And he felt like he already had his picks. He's like, yo, this song, I love this song. I like this kind of vibes. I like this. So when he reached out to me now, he was like, listen, I want to do an album with you.
Wow.
It wasn't just like, let's just do a single. He sent me
a whole
like
album,
13 tracks. You know what I mean? And I was living in Orlando at the time. I drove to Miami because that's where the studio was with my my brethren Dean Pond.
Yeah.
So I drove to Miami, went to Guitar Center, and Dean Pond put all the rhythms up. We went in the back where they sell the speakers and the staging system and everything. And we went back there and put the music on one of the speakers, and we were just skipping through the tracks. The second track that was played was a Love and Affection track. When I heard the rhythm, I automatically felt a vibe from it. You know, and so I was like, all right, play the rest of them. I want to hear what's next. Cause I don't want to stop at one and then it have one where really, you know, so.
You have them already.
We played all the tracks and I was like, no, go back to that second track. You know what I mean? And I just decided I want to work on this track right now.
Okay. So, Pressure, let's talk about this track. What really inspired you on the Spiritual War rhythm?
Which rhythm is that?
The Up and Up. Spiritual War rhythm.
Up and up! Up and up! Never get weary, we are up and up!
Yes. Because a lot of people love that tune, Up and Up. You know?
For real?
Yeah. Up and Up, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Keeps blazing on the Reggae Catalogue each and every time. The listeners are familiar with it. You know, what was the inspiration behind it?
The music, you know. I want to tell you, say, it's like we don't kind of live with a certain divinity. So to speak of certain things is easy. God just say, open your mouth and he will fill it with words, you know. So I just kind of hold a vibes with the music, and whatever the music speaks to me, I just reply with those words, you know what I mean? And that was the vibes at the moment. You know, sometimes music could make me feel sad and music could make you feel happy. So I kind of write according to, you know, sometimes if a song make you feel, if I really make you feel sad, you can easily write a song about missing your brethren that passed and gone. You know what I mean? Or you can talk about missing your woman, or you know what I mean? So the guitar and the bass and the drum, they all play an important part in speaking to me, you know?
Wow. Now let's talk about your stage performance. You know what I mean? Your first time on stage as an artist. Because I've seen you on, you know, many stages. Let's talk about, you know, the Rebel Salute, you know, name it. Your first stage performance.
You mean as an international artist?
Yeah.
My first performance after Love and Affection was in Freeport, Bahamas.
Okay.
That show let me to know, like, you know, I'm on the way.
You were well received by the people, even though it was your first time.
And I only had about 3 songs released, you know, and I already got a show, like it was Pressure BUSSPIPE alone book. I wasn't like on a festival with other artists. It was just me alone, and the place did ram pack. I would never forget that performance.
How was it when you saw the crowd for your first time?
The crowd was energetic. The vibes was real. Like people couldn't wait for me to touch the stage. You know, as I touched the stage, it was a roaring crowd. You know, and Bahamas, like Virgin Islands and Jamaica, is a very, very hard crowd to please. You know, it's like you have to really come good, and I think the music did really speak for itself, and then the actual performance, like no fire, burn up the place.
Wow. And let's talk about Chase Them, because I know you have a couple of, you know, new tunes out, talking about Jerusalem Mountain. You know, take us through that. Chase Them. Why Chase Them? Who are you chasing in this COVID
Chase
time?
Them. Wicked Man. You know what I mean? Chapter a day surely keeps all the evil us away. Never stop give Jah praise, yo. You know what I mean? So we always, you know what I mean, abundant the fire upon the wicked, you know, and keep enjoying the midst at all times, you know. One thing is that it's like a duty for I and I, you know what I mean? Because I realize how easy it is to stray in the music business. So for me, doing the conscious music is like a duty and a responsibility, you know what I mean, that was given unto me, because is not much really, there's not really much artists keeping that spirit alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that old spirit that kind of inspire I to even seek Rastafari, I feel like I owe it onto the youths them too, you know? Yeah, so for me it's like, you know, we always teaching in the music, we always inspiring in the music, because, you know, music is supposed to inspire.
Natural.
You know?
Massive and Crew, that's Pressure BUSSPIPE on the other line, you know what I mean? You heard what he said about how he got the name Pressure and how he started, you know what I mean, writing his own music, stage performance and everything. But don't forget, his name is Delyon Brown. That's his
Delano.
name. Yes.
Delano Brown.
Oh, Delano Brown. Yes, Delano Brown. Yeah, that's his real name. But the Pressure is because of the pressure, you know what I mean, he went through his uncle and a whole lot. But let's take it from there. So now, Pressure, and I know you have a plan of coming up with an album. Let's talk about that.
Well, this brand new album I'm about to release, it's called Heights of Greatness. And there's a lot of songs I've been working on through the COVID, you know, unreleased. And a couple of the songs are released also that we had to add to the album because of the demand, you know. But yeah, this album is basically my own production along with other producers in the team.
Okay.
You know, so it's I can't wait. It's amazing. You know, the music is high and the rhythms are heavy, you know, and there's so much different emotions and vibes and energy to it. So I'm really, really looking forward to the release of this new album. And for the fans who are yearning for it too, you know.
How many tracks are we going to have on this new album?
Okay, so I'm in between 13 and 15 tracks right now.
Okay.
Simply because I'm looking to put out a lot of projects also in the future. So I don't want to, you know, I was even thinking a double album because we have over 30 something songs.
Are you going to put praises on it, from the motivational rhythm? Praises.
Praises. I don't think so. No, that's not going to be on the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still want to make sure that the album has songs that people have never heard too. You know what I mean? And keep that kind of surprise there as well. You know, yeah, but definitely, I think the album is definitely worth the wait. True. You know, beautiful music for lovers. There's a good bit of lovers rock songs on it that, you know, that I personally feel, you know, should be given the attention just as much as Love and Affection.
Yeah.
You know, I have some fans that always come to me. They're like, "Yeah, when you gonna sing another Love and Affection?"
You know what I mean?
I will never sing another Love and Affection. when you gonna sing another song, like, you know what I mean? So we just make the music and music talk for itself, and you know, we just continue to do the best we can and continue putting out great music, quality music that people can always use in time of need as well, you know?
Whilst you were talking, you mentioned COVID, you know what I mean? How did COVID treated you as an artist? You know, was it
bad?
Good?
Wicked.
In terms of like shows and stuff? Yeah,
of course. You know, definitely shows. We don't have no shows. A lot of us artists depend on shows. You know what I mean? For me, it's like, you know, the savings been going down.
Yeah.
because of the COVID. You know, we don't have no show, but of course you have to save for a rainy day. You know, COVID came like a storm though. It came like
nobody was expecting it. It came from nowhere.
But give thanks to Jah that, you know, we still were able to maintain and we're still there, do the same work and ready for when things clear up again. You know what I mean?
Talking about when things clear up, should we look forward any time soon Pressure's coming to London? And do you have any mind of going to Africa as well?
I've been trying to get into London forever. I've been to London back in the days. I did Brixton Academy, I think, with Richie Spice. Yeah, but it's been a long time. You know, it's been over 10 years and long overdue for blessed place in London.
Definitely.
You know, London is a place that, you know, I've always gotten great love from and great response from over the years. So, you know, I've always been looking forward for any little booking come true for UK, London. But we know we still await. But we're not dead. We still alive.
Any plans of, you know what I mean, Africa tour? Do you have
Africa, of course. Yeah. Africa is my main objective right now because I've never toured Africa.
Okay.
You know, I've been to Africa one time, but it was on my own journey. I went to Ethiopia, had some time, and my brethren has family in Ethiopia. So me and him take a trot over there along with some other brothers. And, you know, that was like my spiritual journey, you know, to go and see the place for itself. But actually, Africa, I still have not set foot in Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, you know, those places.
Because I know a lot of people are watching from Ghana.
You know?
A lot of people are watching from Ghana. I know definitely after this COVID is over, they would like to see pressure in Ghana,
you mean, man?
You know what I mean?
Ready. You know, I feel like when I reach Africa, you know, it's like I just have to line up a bag of songs. Like the people are going to get real show. True. Because, you know, it's been so long over the years. I've been getting great support from Africa as well. And so much music released over the years is like, wow. It's like every stage show me have to perform at least 3-4 albums, you know, because of the food, you know.
Natural. You know
the food,
music is the life. Anyway, Massive and Crew, that's Pressure BUSSPIPE. Very soon, we'll bring the interview to an end. But before we do that, let's take this tune, musical thing called Watch Over from the man himself. It's Pressure.
Watch over the place, soldier. No love, not the place, soldier. No for them, I carry 2 fears, soldier. Anything forget.
You are listening to GN Radio UK.
The system set the thing tough around here.
This is GN Radio UK.
You know, see no guy when me just around here. No for them finds up. Probably not very good stifle. Then we tell police and recognize it. Got your bill be stronger than the Eiffel.
Yeah, musical thing called Watch Over, you know what I mean? So Pressure, you know, what style, you know what I mean? It looks like you're versatile. You do everything when it comes to conscious, when it comes to, you know what I mean, bingy, everything, you're into it.
Yeah, man, definitely. Because we're musical, you know, and there's no limit, you know, to you know, what, especially what I can create musically. And I don't try to box myself in within any, you know, like slavery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like to free up my mind. And if anything, you know, from it speaks to the people and people can enjoy themselves and get a message from it, why not? You know?
Of course.
So we're just grateful that we can even, you know, spread the wings like that and stretch out and touch different genres of music and still hold a certain divinity with it, you know? Yeah.
Any thank you messages to, you know, whilst you're coming up? I know you've been through a lot, but whilst, you know, you started your musical journey, there has been some people in your life, you know, helping you from the likes of Mama Dasi and stuff and that. Is there anyone out there you like to say thank you to, and your advice to any upcoming artists, you know?
Yeah, man. Of course, big up Darcy, you don't know, for helping to make this possible. And a lot of things too, you know what I mean? Darcy is one of them soldiers where, you know, help to keep the fire burning, especially when it comes to Pressure BUSSPIPE. So we love that, you know what I mean? Of course, to my mother too, you know, because my mother has always been like a #1 supporter for me and is like a best friend too, you know? So, you know, my mother was always there and always encouraged me to push forward with the music too. True. You know, she wasn't like, she saw the vision, you know, and she helped whenever she can, and she's still around, and you know what I mean? So always grateful for Mama, and you know, especially to management, big ups to Sean, you know, who's been there and been encouraging, being more like a father figure as well too. You know what I mean? Big ups to all Dan Carly and too, you know, who saw a talent in a youth from way across the waters and, you know, decide to him go work with them same way. Cause Jamaica is a place of enough talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is a place where it's like, there's no way you need to look outside of Jamaica
Those days,
for talent.
I heard that before
you know
you
what I
go
mean?
before you can go to Studio One, you need to be a proper good artist before you can pass through Studio One.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so me going to Jamaica, even before I met Dan Carly, and I was a bit intimidated because of how many talented artists on the island. Like how am I gonna stand up amongst these artists?
And that's where they are from.
Are here, and I'm not even from here. You know what I mean? So it was, you know, Ja who really helped to put everything. You know, we not stop big up Ja and give thanks to the Creator for everything. You know what I mean? Who helped to make all things possible.
True,
you know, and I see it like him put this together. You know, so I'm grateful forever.
And through your journey, any advice to any upcoming artists that want to be like Pressure, that wants to do collaboration with Pressure? About Massive and Crew, don't forget, if you need a dub plate, because I know enough selectors in Ghana, you guys don't have dub plates. So if you need a dub plate, you know what I mean, just follow Pressure on Twitter, follow him on Instagram. It's Pressure BUSSPIPE. Yeah?
Yes.
Any dub plates, make sure that he will definitely make sure that you get your dub plate. It's not that
Most
expensive.
definitely.
Yeah, man. So Pressure, any advice to any upcoming artists?
Yeah, most importantly, you have to be yourself, you know. You know, you have to be yourself in all things, you know what I mean? Because the industry is always looking for something different, something that stands out, you know what I mean? So always try to be unique in everything you do, you know what I mean? And you have to work hard, you know. You can't be getting ready when it's time to be ready.
Yeah.
You always have to be ready, you know. So that means if you're not getting a show right now, write some songs, you know, record some songs, you know what I mean? Get ready for when things really, you know what I mean? So that's the best advice I can give to any artist. And don't stop. If this is what you really want, you have to know that you will fail also. And there's nothing wrong with failing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just have to know when to get back up and keep going. Shit. So I just that, man. Be yourself, be unique, and never give up.
Natural. Pressure BUSSPIPE, Massive and Crew. You know, thank you so much for, you know what I mean, taking some time out of your busy schedules, you know, to hold a vibe with us. Definitely, you know what I mean, Reggae Catalogue, we are here to make sure that everything from Pressure BUSSPIPE, you know, keep blazing on this show. Thank you so much, and massive respect to you.
Big up, Selector Brown Eye. One love.
One love, kid. Yeah, so Massive and Crew, that was Pressure BUSSPIPE, you know what I mean? And allow me, I tell you, when it comes to this show, we give you the best and nothing but the best. But before I go for a quick commercial break, this tune is not personal. He calls this one Fakers. Let's take this one, and I'll be right back.
Fight against those that fight against I. Hey, Pressure BUSSPIPE. Watch out for who not cheer when I hear time. Go a bad mind. Okay, I've been told before. Higher you get to expose to more. Never be afraid to kick open doors. The most time in know for sure. You make less enough for you. Never left the we run the whole the people them love to run. Swab like all of us. And I said,
You are listening to GN Radio.
Split them me, I read that catch on. Rest us with the latter. Anywhere them see me, they can't cap up. Full of ratings like semi on the dap up. Also like me related to El Chapo. Fight against those that fight against I. Hey, Pressure BUSSPIPE.
Yes, musical thing called Fakers. Yeah, don't forget to check out Pressure BUSSPIPE on the Reggae View. Also on Instagram, it's Pressure BUSSPIPE. Yeah, make sure you're speaking to the right person, yeah? Because there are a lot of accounts out there, fake accounts. That's why he calls this one Fakers. If you need a dub plate, why not? Link up the man himself. Let him put some pressure on your playlist. Yeah, man. Very soon I'll be going for a quick commercial break on a rebound. No vibes. Right here, so.
Most of them make
Hey.
most of them are fake. Band perpetrator. If I them made a way, would I never reach no in a life? No. Enough of them are just fake. Perpetrator. If I them made a way, would I never reach no in a life? Tell me say him a pre, she a pre, them a pre. From when I pre, when me know deep inside say I them a pre. Sit down now your business like diamond centerpiece. If you make a fool, them woulda try charge you when them same one know fi enter free. They try stop me, them go hard, them faking.